Hello and welcome back to our channel.
Today's video is days 4, 5, and 6 of our stay at bus adventure.
Sure, good way to put it. Day 4.
Laundry and video editing.
Yeah, not a whole lot done at the bus actually. Most of it was done at the rental house.
Yeah, it felt very unproductive, but
Yeah.
I think it was one of our most productive days.
Yeah. Day 5.
Welding.
Yeah, well, let's just get into it.
Okay. So I was just looking at my phone. I wanted to see what the temperature was outside because it's really nice for April in Minnesota. And my phone says it is 61 degrees, but that we also have a winter weather advisory. I don't think you can see that clearly because it's not focusing. But we have a winter weather advisory tomorrow from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. 61 degrees today, winter weather advisory tomorrow.
That should all be one big piece now.
I gotta say I'm actually enjoying staying on the bus. I know it's gonna be very, very different when we're actually living in a fully built bus and it's our house and there's, you know, a kitchen and not just frame and, you know, empty walls and all that fun stuff. But when I actually have my cooktop and my fridge and my couch and there's curtains and I have fabric on the ceilings, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think it's marine vinyl fabric on the ceilings, or maybe indoor outdoor. One or the other. Something that can be washed. Yeah, see this right here? This right here. That is what happens if you don't get the little pin out of the center of the dowel that was holding the legs onto the cabinet.
So you got to do what's right for you. I know other people that have items like that.
This one here, a little bit. This one here. This was the first one I did, so I didn't really understand what the hell was going on until
it's going to change a little bit.
When you know it, of course.
It takes some time.
Andy comes over.
Some days feel productive, some days don't at all. Yesterday was one of those days that felt completely unproductive. I started out yesterday morning wanting to test fit the cabinets to make sure all the steel was cut right, everything was done properly. Or at least find the 2 mistakes that I didn't do properly, but you'll never know. Greatest thing about welding is you can just add steel.
And it's hiding underneath the cabinets.
Yeah, and it's hiding underneath the cabinets, but I'm off topic. Oh, yeah. I wanted to make sure all my steel was cut properly, or at least know what I did improperly. And I realized that I had not done anything about the window latches yet. And for these window latches to open, well, it can't open with the cabinet there. I'll show you later how one of these windows open. I was going to have to figure out something else to do. I had purchased a few latches. I was playing around with them. This one I think is my favorite to replace it. I think I can put one on each side here. But not only did I have to try to figure out what I want to do to replace the latch, I needed to attach these to something. So I had to figure out what I wanted to do for a windowsill. So I spent all day yesterday, or we spent all day yesterday, researching what it would take to make new windowsills, what material we should use for those windowsills. We ended up using, 1 by 2.5 inch steel, probably 14 gauge, I don't know.
No, I
So
believe
many-
it was 16 gauge.
16 gauge, so many numbers running through my head. Point is, we ended on steel windowsills. I think that's going to work the best. I think these latches are going to work the best. But all we did was made an order for steel and figured out what latches we want to use. And that was like the whole day. Just didn't feel very productive. Yet we're still 2 steps further ahead than we started the day. But I'm at the exact same point I thought I was. Another one of the places that took way more time and felt like progress just wasn't being made was back here in the bedroom. We had decided that the bed was going to go across the room like forever ago and never put any more thought into it.
And then Scott. Thank you, Scott. Seriously, we really appreciate the comment and the suggestion, because once we actually got back here and kind of rearranged and set it up so that it was front to back, and we each had a little bit of space to get in on this side, and around the side we realized we were going to have more space for desk, which is something that both of us need for either video editing or writing or whatever it is that we want to do. If we want to do it in a private space, we're going to need that. And what we had over here was not going to be very much.
We also gain a tall closet in the corner back here, and really what we lose is floor space. Which
Yeah,
who cares?
really, but who cares?
We want to have a bed to sleep on, a desk to work on, a place to hang our clothes.
Well, and the other thing we hadn't thought of before until Scott's suggestion was that Connor's bed was going to be front to back in the bus. And so with his bed front to back in the bus and our bed side to side in the bus, leveling was going to be uncomfortable for someone. And we really had not thought about that at all.
Yeah, I didn't think of it at all.
No.
I mean, when we park for any kind of extended period of times, I want to level the bus, but
Yeah.
we're just pulling in someplace to sleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to nose in or side or whatever it ends up being. Costs us a handful more hours. Thanks, Scott, but I think in the end, we're going to be happier.
I think so. Probably. So that brings us to day 6.
Yeah, into day 6. Exactly where we thought day 6 started.
Yeah. It felt unproductive, but my wallet will tell me that it was not unproductive.
Yeah, because we figured out what we wanted to do for windowsills, and we ordered the steel for the windowsills.
And we also ordered the steel for the frame that we'll be adding to the floor that's behind us, where that you come up the stairs and there's the ramp and the stepped up tiers. So
Because we figured if we had to drive down the core mark, we might as well make one trip.
make one trip, yeah.
And-
Limit our outing as much as possible.
Yep, and we figured out what we want to use for latches.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, we answered a lot of questions that we didn't even know we had.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun how those just kind of pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, you start thinking I'm going to do A, but B and C have to be done first.
Well, and sometimes even D and E.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we start with E. I realize A, B, C, and D need to be done first.
It could have something to do with that.
But having never built a bus before, who knows what the order of the alphabet is all the time.
That's true.
Just got to jumble the letters and got to kind of figure out what order they have to go in. At least that's what it feels like sometimes. Bad analogy.
I don't even know how to work with that analogy. It's the correct analogy, I think. I think you're right about that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm tired. I feel a little bit brain dead today because there was a lot of thinking and a lot of listening and writing of numbers and writing. And a lot of writing.
Thanks for watching our video. I hope you like this. Until next time. Peace.
Good night.